It's Leanne here again with Diamonds and Doxies, and today we're going to do an unboxing and of a new pen from Butterfly Effectwares that I got in the mail Saturday, I believe. Today is Monday, and I've already done an unboxing of the Diamond Design Company Balloons on the Move, and I'll be putting new tips into this new pen because this is going to be the one that I use. This one here is what I'm going to use with this here. So anyway, hopefully by now you've heard starting September 1st is the Crosscraft 2025 DP Along, or the Crosscraft DP Along 2025. I don't remember, but I will link Artemis's channel or her video giving you the information that you need to, if you'd like to participate. And I really hope you would, because you can choose anything really, and it doesn't even have to be diamond painting. It can be other crafts as well, but she will give you all the deets on that. You'll want to make sure you follow her channel because there will be a kickoff video live. I believe it's on this Saturday. Don't quote me on that. And yours truly should be on there, barring any unforeseen circumstances. So I decided I was trying to figure out which kit I wanted to work on. Did I want to work on a kit that would also qualify for others? Because you can obviously do that. And then I thought, wait a minute. I know that some small shops, they struggle a little bit. So I decided the Diamond Design Company, Amy over there at the Diamond Design Company, is sponsoring this event. So I thought, I'm going to work on I've got 3 different kits by her, and I'm going to work on one, maybe 2, maybe all 3. I don't know. It runs for a month, so we shall see. But I am going to kit this one up first. But first, before we get started, I want to do an unboxing of this. I'm excited about this pen. Now, is this pen going to match? Probably not. I'm terrible at that. I know so many of you that everything matches. Your canvas and your washi tape and your pens and your trays and everything just is matchy-matchy. And I am, it's like I should lose my girl card, I guess. I'm not good at that, to be real honest with you. Goodness gracious, this is hard to open. I should have not opened this like this. I should have done it before recording. Oh, there we go. I'm just not a very matchy person. So I hope you didn't see my address. If you did, I'll have to blank that part out. So here's the pen. This is my invoice. Oh, looky here, got a candy. Oh, isn't that a pretty butterfly? The name of her company is Butterfly Effectwares. Put that in there. This is a mini pen, so if you're thinking, wow, that looks really short. It is. I mean, it's not too short for me, because that's the pens I prefer. Let's see, get this open. No, I'm not a person that nicely unwraps everything. I'm really not. Oh, I love it, y'all. I think this one's called Copper Patina. I love this. I am in love with this. This is more of a unique pen for me. Most of my pens are like this, So, yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Love it, love it. I want some more of it. Okay, we'll get around to loading up our pen and everything. I'll show you how. Well, let me go ahead and show you now. So let's check and make sure. Usually they don't fit, right? Usually the hole is too big, which it needs to be too big than too small, because if it's too small, you're not getting it in there. But let's see. Where do I want? I think I'm gonna put my single placer in here. Let's see. Hang on. I don't know why that's not wanting to go in there. Okay, It goes in there, but it doesn't stay because, well, they just don't. So here's what I do. So I have these are the regular, I don't know if that picks up on the camera or not, but these are the regular glue dots. And then what I'll do, let's see, I'm gonna put it over here, is I will go and put that right there and then peel it off. So you've got it covering that hole. And then I go ahead and try to get it around that hole as much as possible without having any on the sides, if I can at all help it. So yep, do that. Now I push this in. Okay, let's see. Yep, it's in there. Okay, now let's check out these are the placers from Diamond Art Club. This is the single placer, and it's kind of pushing out. I'll have to probably do that several times. And then this here is the 8 placer. Oh, hold on, let me get this. I just love this pen, y'all. I don't know why I have such a hard time opening things. I just, it's frustrating. I can tell you that right now. It's very frustrating for that to happen. But I mean, look, I'm having to tear up the, I can't get it open. I mean, what the heck, for real? Oh, well, apparently, there you go, Leanne, there you go. Oh, for crying out loud. Yes, I hope I just didn't lose a bunch of subscribers thinking she's just way too stupid for me. Because I would understand. I would understand. All right, let's take this one and see if it will fit without doing anything. It looks like it does without doing anything to it. So we'll leave it like that and see. I gotta load it up here in a little bit, and I will do that here in just a little bit. All right, let's move all this stuff out of the way. I love this. I'll put that in my logbook. I'll save this box that it came in because I do have some pens that I would like to destash. So I'll put that right there. Okay. Now, I like to kit up with ArtDots. So these here, this is the 2-story tray, and I have a 4-story. I actually have 2 4 tiers. This one's just a two drawer, I should say, versus a 4 drawer. This only has 33, I think, colors, so I'll only need one because I think these hold 46, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. Alrighty. I'll just briefly go through it in case you didn't see the unboxing. So here we got our legend, and it tells you how to diamond paint if you don't know already. Oh no, it has 66 colors, y'all. I stopped right there, 66. So I will be needing both of these drawers. That's fine, I've got plenty. So 66 colors total. And then it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm guessing those are like dust drills, and then a C. So I'm gonna think that's like a crystal, but we'll find out here in a little bit as we're kitting up. Here is our sticker sheet. Now you'll notice they're gonna be way, way too big for here, as you can plainly see. So what I'll do is I'll go in and trim all that number off, and so all I'll keep is this part here with the symbols. Words, I hope that are not gonna be a problem. So here is the drills right here. And it looks like 17. I don't know that they're, yes, these are in order. So, yeah. And here are our canvases that we've got. So, yeah. And I'll move the box out of the way because, well, we don't really need it. So, okay. I'll be right back. I've got to get my scissors, and of course I don't know where they are, so it'll be just a split second. See there, that wasn't too long, I hope. I hope. So I'm just gonna come over here and kind of cut this out a little bit so it'll be easier for me. This is thick sticker paper. Okay, and then you can take these and use these as, cut these out and use, in fact, I'm gonna do that. I don't need the directions or anything. I will cut out the name because I will probably forget that part. But you can cut all these out. And I'm gonna set that over there. Throw this here in the recycling. And then I'm gonna come over here and scoop my chair in a little bit and see about cutting it as close as I can. Now, I don't plan on starting these until the event starts. I don't see any reason to. And I'm going to be working on my Sharky. I'm going to finish that before September. Because I do plan on working on 2 events while I am working on these. So, let's see here. Let me see something. Do these? Oh yeah, they are. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I want to make sure that they might be easier to get off, I hope. I really, 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 really hope. So, you need to let me, or you don't need to, I mean, that sounded kind of wrong, didn't it? Okay, start over, Leanne. I hope y'all let me know, first of all, that you are working on, or you're gonna enjoy the event. It's very chill. It is very, very, very chill. And then what you're working on. I mean, do you think you'll do something small like these here, or, hang on. This is going to take up all the real estate on my lids, so I need to make sure I get them as close as possible. There we go. And you know what? So you don't sit here and watch me struggle with everything. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this part up and put it on time lapse, because there's nothing exciting about watching me put stickers on containers, right? I don't think so. So, yeah, ouch, I just ran over my foot with my chair. Okay. Alrighty. Y'all don't go anywhere, because I'm going to do this real fast.
Don't I wish putting the labels on really only took 25 seconds.
Okay, everyone, and now I'm back, and we're going to start kitting up. First thing I need to do, well, first of all, I'm going to show you this tray that I'm using. This is Bijou Bliss, and it's got the magnets in the tray and the little magnet here. I've got several. In fact, I have more Bijou Bliss trays than any other tray company. If you don't want to use the lid, you can, let's see, you put it on this way. Yeah, it just sticks to the bottom. I use the lid in case I ever leave some drills here, need to pop up to go check on the dogs or whatever. Then we are all good. And then I have my little funnel, and I don't remember who I got it from. It's a 3D printed funnel. And I don't know what the situation is on the static in these drills yet. But what I'm gonna do before I even get started is I'm gonna treat it like it's full of static. And sometimes even if the drills aren't full of static, your funnels, your trays, all of those things can be. And I apologize for this rattling. I should have taken these out sooner. But what I'm gonna do, this can's almost empty. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the end of it. Spray that right there. And then I just come over here and just kind of wipe it like this with the, I really need to wash these because I use them a lot. I mean, you can see that. So take this out and get inside here. And then I also come in here and do it around in there and down here. Anything that normally it sticks to. So yeah, and then I will have it sitting over here if I need to spray the drills. Let me make sure that I am in frame. Ouch, and I am. And God, tell you what. All right, here's 156. So let's get this out. You can also do that with the whatchamacallit, the bottles, but I don't. Pretty soon merrymaking crafts is, I think that's the name of her store. She's going to, there's a little bit of static. Let's try this. I think there's still enough on there. She's gonna have, they're not dryer sheets. It's on the concept, I think, of dryer sheets. These are supposed to be much better. So, okay, see how I see on this bottle, so all I'm gonna do is take this and just kind of rub it around on these drills. And that should fix it right up. All right. There we go. And then 159. Another way you could kit these up is only like kit them up as you go. Like, you know, if this was going to be the first one you worked on, just pull out these drills and then put them where they belong and then go on to the next kit. And then by the time you get done, you're completely kitted up. And, but yeah, I decided I wanted to go ahead and just kit them all up. You don't have to though. You honestly do not. You could put these stickers on these bags and you don't even have to do that because it tells you right there the numerical order. But yeah. What has been going on, y'all? It has been so busy. So busy. I don't even remember where we left off last. But let's see. I've been going to physical therapy, which I do believe it is helping. But I'm also being in pain quite a bit. I mean, to the point where I'm taking stuff for pain, which, as you know, I don't want to do that. But yeah. So anyway, so just dealing with this stupid shoulder. So far, I've only taken Advils today, and I plan on keeping it that way. So I have PT in the morning, Tuesday morning, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't believe I actually look forward to physical therapy now, but I do because it does help. It really does. And then Wednesday, I go back to the orthopedic surgeon for him to, you know, look at it and make sure it's healing as it's supposed to. To me, it's not. I mean, to me, it's like, why do I still have pain? But then I hear people say, no, yeah, it's not like I haven't done this before. It's just been like 30 years ago. And it is totally different than that. This is much better than that, I can tell you that. But, you know, it actually takes a long time, I mean months, and I feel like, you know, in my mind, I've been, you know, trying to get this shoulder fixed for so long, and it's like, okay, it's fixed, let's go, you know. And it's like, you gotta let it heal, you know. And I'm like, you know, that kind of, it's like, I don't want to wait to let it heal. I want it to be healed now. Yeah, that is, I'm gonna have to do some more. All of those that ended up being in there. Yep. Put that in there. Let's do this a little bit. Okay. This is why I kit up in a tray, so that something like that happens, I don't end up with a bunch of spilled drills. And when I first started diamond painting, that's what would happen. Because back when I first started diamond painting, I would have just tried to pour these in here, and then static. I mean, drills would be jumping, just jumping, and it was like I was ready to throw it, the whole thing, in the trash. You know, so frustrating. But you know, you keep going, and yeah, you just keep going, and you learn different techniques and find different stuff, and yeah. And I don't know when I figured, well, after I got some decent trays as opposed to those little boats, you know, it's just all it's all like starting out in kindergarten, and then you know, you end up keep progressing in your tools, you know. I mean, can you complete a kit with a basic toolkit? Of course you can. I've done it. They were small, you know, they weren't very big, and but yeah, you can. But you can't hardly, there's no funnel, there's no drill or no boat big enough to put this in, you know. I mean, it's just, yeah. But if you're doing, you know, kitting up 66 colors, you're probably been diamond painting for a little bit. But if you haven't, like if somebody just decided to gift you something like that, yeah, I would suggest watching some videos. Don't sit down to try it and go, this is ridiculous, I can't do it, it's too much, you know, it's way too much, because it isn't. It really isn't. You just need some pointers. So, and there's a YouTube for everything, right? I mean, YouTube channels for everything. So don't give up, that's all I'm saying. Don't give up. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy some. Yeah, speaking of which, when I got my, oh, where did I put it? Oh, it's right here. Look what I found. My beach bum from Mary Mud. And let me see if I can, if it still smells good. I know it does, but I don't know if y'all notice this, but I have a hard time opening stuff. Okay. Oh, yes, it does. Oh, yes, it does. So, yeah, look at this. Looks like a beach ball. Look at that. You see that? Isn't that cool? Yep, yep, yep. So I'm so anxious for her store to open back up. I really am. There we go. Put this here. 333 is next. So anyway, so I've been going to PT, go twice this week, Tuesday and Thursday. Wednesday is the orthopedic surgeon. Then yesterday, we took my Max Jr., my eldest son, not my eldest child, my eldest son, out to Lippy Tortillas. That's what he wanted. And we went yesterday because his domestic partner, I guess we'll call her, she has to work Monday through Friday. So she couldn't go today, so we went with her yesterday. And then today we went again, this time just me and Max and both boys, and that was nice. We went to a restaurant that I had never, I mean, I've heard of it, you know, I know it's been around for a little bit. I just, you know, in my mind, I'm like, I should have gone there at some point in my life, but I don't think I ever have because I didn't remember it. It was called Maggiano's. And y'all, it was so good. I don't know why. I always thought that it was, you know, like, I don't know, like gitchy, but it's not. It's a very nice place. I mean, they got a great lunch menu, but we also ordered steaks off the dinner menu. And yeah, it was very, very nice. You know, tablecloths, they got a wine list, you know, blah, blah, blah. But it was really cool because, you know, they asked when we got there if we were celebrating anything. I said, we're celebrating his birthday. And so they brought out a piece of cheesecake, you know, with a piece of white chocolate, solid white chocolate that had written on it, happy birthday. It was really cool. And then they gave him a thing for on his next visit, he gets a free chicken Alfredo. And I was like, wow. I mean, I've had them sing, I've had them, you know, give you free dessert, you know, but never free food, you know. It's like, heck yeah. I was like, why don't we all go there for our birthday? So anyway, but it was so hot. And then walking in that parking lot, I told him, I said, why did both of us have to be born in the hottest month? Yeesh. We met with the landscaper and the guy who does the lawn maintenance, and about what we want done, you know, with our yard going forward. And they're out there now planting our flowers. So yeah, all good. And then, oh, we changed out our light bulbs, our light fixtures in the front, because on our other ones on the bottom around the house, they have bug lights. So we have them on the dusk till dawn. So they come on at dusk and they go off at dawn, but they're bug lights. Well, I could not find any that fit our light fixtures out front. Those had a candelabra base. And so we just needed a regular base. So we went over to Home Depot and found two. I mean, they weren't expensive. It cost more to install than the actual light fixtures. Anyway, they came out this morning and installed those. We got our bug lights in it, so I'm anxious to see, because the reason why we did it is because around our door and everything, the frames of the windows on the sides and everything are painted white. Well, between the light attracting the bugs and the reflection off the white, these bugs are just getting stuck on there. And so it's just disgusting. And so, yeah, hoping that will help with that. I'm going to go out there sometime when it's not 1,000 degrees outside and try to dust off the bugs and see if it makes a difference. I hope that it does. Yeah. So, yeah, we're moving along. And tomorrow, we had ordered some furniture from a furniture store that also sells a brand called Polywood. And it looks kind of like wood, but it's not. It's made out of recycled plastic. So maybe it's super, super sturdy, but it's so easy. It'll last forever. I mean, you might have to tighten up a screw in 20 years or something, but you know, all it takes is just, I mean, you can bleach the stuff. You just hose it off. I mean, it's super, super easy to keep clean, which is what we need. We don't need something with all these fancy cushions. Yes, they look nice. We have dogs, and you can't take those cushions. You know, it's not like you can just go get replacement cushions for some of those sofa sets. So, but anyway, and then we ordered some of their brand, Chair King's brand, on a dining table and stuff like that. Thank goodness, because that furniture came in, but the rocking chairs that we bought, they had to be put together. And there's 4 of them and 2 tables, 2 side tables. So I've got somebody coming tomorrow to build them. But we asked the landscaping guys if they would be interested in any of our old furniture, keeping in mind that it's dirty, it needs to be cleaned, but they're welcome to it. So I just noticed they loaded it up, so that was good. I offered them my Weber grill as well, because it's been 4 years, I haven't used it. I've only used it, I know for sure, once, but I'm thinking I used it twice. And I mean, I paid a lot of money for it, so it's like, we're not going to use it. Jacob said he might want it if he ever redoes his patio. Well, I want it to go now, so it's going away. I'm not cooking outside. I'm just not. Max does not grill, so it's always me, and yeah, no. So that's that. And then Friday, we've got a company coming to give us a quote on installing security cameras and a Ring doorbell. So yeah, hopefully that's not ridiculously priced, I hope, but we'll see. Yeah, and it's pretty cool. There's an app. I'm sure there's other ways you can, other things like it, but there's an app that we've used several times, and it's called Thumbtack. And you just put in what you want done, and they find professionals for you. And I'm talking, it can be anything from building furniture, installing light fixtures, to cleaning your house, mowing your grass, moving furniture, things that are too heavy for you to lift. And so, and then they hook you up with a pro, and you can choose several to get quotes from. And, so whoever does it for the best price when you want it done is, who you would go with. And we'd use them to mount TVs on the walls and build shelves and stuff like that. So, yeah, so we'll get those tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about that. Oh, my membership did a giveaway, and Elizabeth won. Thank you for being a member, Elizabeth. And I went and mailed that today, so that's cool. I was excited to do that. So memberships do cost, I think mine are like $3, something like that, a month. And there's, no long-term contract or any of that. I'm a member of several channels as well. It's just a way to support your creator and get a little extra, but you don't have to be a member. I don't do, well, I mean, I do sometimes do separate videos, and I might, show more about my area, where I am, where I live, and all of that stuff. Because I figure, if you're paying, you're probably not gonna dox me, and only members can see the videos. Nobody else can. So yeah, so I do sometimes do a little more personal that I wouldn't put on here on a regular channel, but for the most part, it's you get the same thing. So you're definitely not obligated to be a member. I will love you regardless, for richer, for poorer, sickness and in health, and all that good stuff. So anyway, Oops. But you know what? Here's what I've learned. If you're like, why haven't I heard from so-and-so over at such and such channel? Because I subscribe, but I haven't heard anything about them going live or putting up a new video. Make sure you have the all for notifications turned on so that you'll get notified, you know, when your favorite creators go live, when they're, you know, when they've posted a new video. And of course you can choose then and there whether or not you want to go check it out right away, but it gives you the, you know, just let you know that it has happened. Because there are so many, I'm like, I know I subscribe to your channel, and how come I'm not getting notified? I'm like, sometimes I've gone to look them up, like, did they disappear? Did they quit? You know? No, they're there, and they've posted a lot of videos. It's just my notifications wasn't turned to the all. So make sure you check. Because I think what happens is, you know, you're like, oh, I like this channel. I hit subscribe, and then I don't take the time to continue to hit the notification bell. I just go back to watching, because I usually subscribe while I'm watching a channel. So yeah. But I hope you will consider subscribing. Okay, what else is going on in my little meaningless life? I think a lot has. I tend to put things up close to me and then you can't see them. And I you know, usually when I'm watching videos like this, I'm not watching the video. I'm listening while I'm diamond painting or organizing or cleaning or something like that. But yeah, I need to remember not to do that, because some of you do watch. And I appreciate that. And you know, I used to as well. I mean, I used to watch as well, because it was like, I want to see how you're holding your pen. I want, you know, things like that. When I was new, it's like, okay, how are you doing this differently than me? What can you teach me, oh wise one? 799. Let's see, I might have to put some more static guard. I don't know if I have another can of it on my other desk. I have, in my craft room, I have 2 desks that I work off of, because I like to have more than one kit going at a time. So I usually like to do a round and a square. And I probably will this time too, because I'm going to do a cat fedora and she's round. So for the cat fedora event. Although, I also want to do the pinup. I can't have 3 kits going. Can I? I mean, I guess I could, because these are, goodness, excuse me, I got the hiccups. These are small. But I don't know. All right. That was the first bag. Yep. All right. Throw these here. Trash. see. Oh, goodness, why am I yawning? So did anybody buy anything from the Diamond Art Club releases on Saturday? I did not. It was, you know, I just bought 3 Ever After kits. Let's see, 842. So I've got kits from Diamond Art Club that I haven't even opened the box yet to put them in my Gems Flow app. So they're not even added to my stash. They're still sealed. And I need to do an unboxing, but unboxings are hard for me, y'all. They really are. I'm constantly, you know, trying to find a way to get the camera angle, you know. It's and get the kit in it. I'm like, I don't know how you people do this. Unless I'm too, but even if I zoom out, you know, it's still hard to get it in there. Unless it's a tiny kit, you know. So, I don't know. I need to do some unboxings. I'm thinking about, I have to vacuum my floor first, here in my craft room. Thinking about laying them on the carpet, you know, laying them out on the floor. But then I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna have to bend down there, and then everybody's gonna have to hear me grunting and groaning, trying to maneuver around. I'd have to edit any of me getting up, or even sitting down. Once I sit down, I'm fine, but it's getting up. It's like, oh no, I have to stay sitting. Because there is no graceful way for me to get up. So, yeah. But I do have a lot of those to do, and so I just didn't need anything. And then the voting came out today. So if you are in the VIP group, make sure you check that out. How do you get into the VIP group, you may ask? Well, I think you have to make a purchase, you know, from Diamond Art Club, and then they send you an invitation. That's how it worked for me. I made an order, and they sent me an invitation to join, and that's what I did. So, yeah, you want to be in that group because there are special discounts that sometimes are really good. And then, you know, you get to vote on what releases. I mean, I think there was over 300 kits. So, that you got to choose from. I only picked like 26. And when I first started doing those, I voted for just about everything. Because it was like, oh, I like it, I like it, I like it. And now I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't dislike the image, but I'm not going to do it, you know. I'm not going to do it. I'm like, that's not going to render well. That's going to be too much confetti. That's going to be too much color. You know, it's like, you know, I look at it differently now, so, yeah. Oh, no. There, that lid wasn't on there correctly. So these are new bottles. I've also ordered some more travel storage from Amazon that should come in today, because I've got some kits that I want to not work on, but I don't want to throw away. And I can't just leave them sitting in my storage because I use my storage. So I ordered a couple of ones that I can just put some of these that are kitted up and just stick them in there, so I can free up some space. Yep. And I want to get my Sharky finished. If you've watched me for the last week or so, you know I'm in love with my Ever After kit. My first, well, Yeah, my first ever after kit from, and it's Reagan Kubicek, and it's called Sharky, and it's kind of, well, it's not kind of cartoonish, it's very cartoonish, but I like it, you know. It's like I love the colors, and it just makes me happy, you know, placing the drills. I love the way the drills go down. Yeah, I'm just very happy about it. And I'm a little bit more than halfway done, I think. So, it's a lot of color blocking, y'all. It really is. But I don't know, I don't mind it because the drills fit. There's no gapping. I'm not having to constantly go back and straighten after I place them, you know, so yeah. You just can't beat quality drills on a quality kit. You just can't. It's, you know. Like, let me get this out while I'm looking at it. That is a big old piece of trash. Yeah, you just can't beat it. That's why when people say, I don't like squares, I'm like, don't buy them. You know, it depends on who you're buying your squares from, you know. Don't buy them from like Amazon or Temu or AliExpress and go, I can't stand them. You know, go with a quality, reputable company and look at their reviews. Join some Facebook groups and listen to the reviews on there. People will tell you how they feel about round or squares or whatever. Yeah. Because I think if you give a quality canvas a chance, I think you'll really enjoy doing squares. And you know, if you're going, well, look at all this gapping, and you're using a light pad. I ended up quit using a light pad because all it did was frustrate me. That's all it did. And I do not use them. Now I have overhead lights, and if I need to, I have, let me show you this little guy here, and it's got lights in it, you know, so yeah, I'll use that. Sometimes I do have to use that, but I like it much better than the light pad. The only time that I do have a small light pad that I take with me when we go on trips, because invariably where the desks are in hotel rooms, there isn't much light. You know, the lighting is not very good. So I do, and I use minis when I go. So I have a little small light pad, and then I'll put my minis on there. Otherwise, I do not use a light pad, and I've got a couple of big ones. And they did help me when I first started diamond painting, but then I was, like I said, I was like, ugh. Because, you know, you're trying to, or I am, trying to lay them down nice and neat, and you'll never will with a light pad. It's cruel. It's like trying on a swimsuit in a full-length mirror with fluorescent lighting. You ain't gonna like what looks back at you. Goodness. Starting to get into some static. Let's see. Alright. Y'all see this mark on my hand right here? I'm gonna have to put some polysporin on it tonight. Snoopy was in the chair with me in my recliner yesterday evening, and I guess Gus stepped on him when he got up or something. I don't know. All I know is Snoopy didn't like it, and Snoopy used to scare the bejesus out of Gus. You know, he'd just snarl at him, and Gus would be like, oh no! And he would just start crying. Well, not anymore. Gus pretty much weighs the same as him now, and he's older. So now he's like, I don't think so, Bubba. And they tie up. Well, it just so happened they started snarling, or, you know, started going, la, 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 you know how they do, the gnashing of teeth and whatnot. And I went to grab my hand to pull Gus back, and right when he was lunging for Snoopy, so his tooth went right there. And I was like, damn it, man. I've got so many. This here is Maggie's claw just went, and it was one of those that didn't bleed right away. You know, it slowly started bleeding. It's like, oh my God. Oh, yeah. Let's see, 33.41. I tell you, man, these dogs. I don't know why they're so misbehaved. I just don't know. I think it's because they're used to being around us all the time, you know, all the time. And anybody out of the ordinary is cause for, you know, freak out. Absolute freak out. And it's like, oh my God, stop it. And if you don't say, stop it, you know, if you just like, they'll figure it out. They'll quit barking. They'll get tired. You'd be wrong. Because nope, they'll just sit there and ruff, until you say something. And if you go over there and look at them, they look at you, they cut their eyes around at you like, are you ever going to tell us to be quiet? You know, we can't shut up until you yell at us. Oh my God. Yeah. We got some of those collars, you know, that makes a beep when they bark, and then it does a vibration, you know. And at first they were like, oh, what was that? What was that? It's not a shock, it's a vibration. And within about a week, they just keep on barking. They're like, it's okay. It doesn't hurt. Nothing bad happens. It's just a beep and then a bzz, vibration. Feels kind of good. It's like, oh my God. So those aren't effective anymore. Y'all are just bad. That's all I can say. Dachshunds think they're pit bulls or Dobermans or something. I don't know. Mine do anyway. Not all of them are like that. Just mine. Just mine. And all it takes is for one of them to start barking. And usually that's Maggie. Usually she'll start barking. And I swear it's just to get the other ones to bark. Because they'll just be like, what's going on? What are you doing? And so no matter where they are, they'll just start barking. They can be in a completely different room and they'll just start barking too. Like, we stand with Maggie. Sometimes I'm like, you know, we could just open that front door. And I'm like, no, we couldn't. You know, I love nature. I think you know that. If you've been around for any time at all, you know I love nature. I love hills and mountains and lakes and rivers and trees and just all of it. You know, I grew up in Houston, and I always say I was born in the wrong place. Not a beach person, so you know, I was born up close to the water, but not a beach person. But I've always craved nature. I've always found solace in nature. Even it's just sitting out in your city block neighborhood, you know, just sitting out back, and the squirrels and the birds and the frogs and dragonflies and, you know, just all the things. Even doing that as a small child, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And we were coming home from celebrating Max's birthday, and there's a young man out here working. I don't know how old he is. I'm going to say he's 18 to 21, somewhere in that age range. And he was like, y'all have so many trees. I've never seen so many trees. Well, yeah, there's a lot of trees, but there's a lot of trees everywhere. You know, I mean, and he was like, and then he goes, I couldn't believe it. You got those bird feeders, and here would come a bird. And I'm like, what kind of bird is that? It's red. And I was like, that's a cardinal. He goes, I've never seen one before. And I'm like, you've never seen a cardinal. I mean, because we got more cardinals than pretty much anything else. And he was like, no. And he said, what other birds do you have? So I start naming them off, and his eyes, he's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know what those look like. And I wanted to say, dude, get in your car one day, you know, and pack you a lunch and just get on one of these highways and go until you've gone to lunchtime, pull over to this roadside park, get out, eat your lunch, and then, you know, come back. Get out of your, you know, your daily grind. He was like, I just love it here. And, you know, and we do too. And we do too. I don't take it for granted. I swear to you, every single day, I'm like, I love it here. I mean, yes, the house has cost us a lot of money, you know, but I absolutely love it here. And is it, you know, if I'd have built it myself, would I have built it with such a small craft? No. But my point is I love it here, and I don't take that for granted. I just don't. But there's people that live on many acres, you know, with mountains and all that stuff, which I'd rather have, but all my family's here. So I am perfectly content. This is my place. And, but, you know, it's like, gosh, you know, I was blessed in that when I was a kid, my grandparents would take me, you know, we would go places to get out of I mean, we would drive to just go eat lunch. Now, it wouldn't be as fun of a drive because it's traffic the whole way. But back then, once you got outside of downtown Houston, it was the woods. I mean, you were out in the country. And that's not that way anymore now. Houston sprawls out so much. You know, you go through several different towns, never even realizing you left Houston. So, and that's the same thing here. I mean, where I live now, it's, you know, it's still close to Houston. People still commute to Houston. But, you know, it made me sad. You know, it really made me sad. And part of me is like, now I don't know anything about this kid. I don't know what his history is. I don't know anything. But it's like, well, you're welcome to come over and sit outside. You know, you could sit outside with me and I'll tell you what birds they are, and we'll listen for them. I'll tell you what I'm hearing. And, you know, it's, I don't know. I don't know, maybe I'll get him a bird book and a pair of binoculars and tell him, go to the park. You know, go to a park. Sit out there, here's the app, put this app on your phone, Merlin ID, and look for birds. They're out there. These birds aren't just local to my house, you know. I don't have any kind of rare bird here. It's they're all common species. Because really and truly, that's my other hobby is bird watching, nature in general. I love hearing the wind in the trees. Yeah, so I mean, someone asked a question one time about, if you weren't, you know, what would make you not diamond paint? And the answer for me is, what's the weather like outside? Because if it's really nice, I'm going to be outside. I'm not going to be in here diamond painting. I'm going to be outside. That's why I quit diamond painting for a little bit, you know, because we moved in here in February, so we had a really beautiful spring. So I hardly diamond painted. It was like, no, I want to sit out here and, you know, look at the things that God has made and watch the birds, listen to the birds, you know, all of those things. So when the weather is beautiful, I will not be diamond painting as much. That's the truth. And when the fall migration starts with the birds, I will be watching for those too, because, you know, we do get birds that don't stay here, but they fly through in the spring and in the fall. So, yeah. One thing I'm not looking forward to are the vultures. They show up in the winter months and they don't leave until spring. And they're creepy as hell because there will be 50 of them roosting in our tops of our trees, and when they take off, you know it. And you know, you can be out back or something and you won't see them, but you'll see their shadows. And it's like, okay, y'all, are they gathering around? Am I about to die? What's going on here? They're creepy, and they're messy, and they're stinky. So they constantly smell like rotten flesh. So, I mean, I know we need them. You know, I know they're God scavengers. They clean up what no one else wants to deal with. So I'm good with that. But it's like, why do you have to? I mean, they're all over this area. Crazy. And I guess it's because we have a lot of tall trees. Although we have a church that backs up to our house, and they'll be out there on the roof of that church too, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know. But yeah, it made me feel really bad for him. And of course, I like I want to take him under my wing. He's super sweet kid, you know. Every time he's out there and I'm out there, he'll be like, hi. He's like, oh, I like your dress. That looks really nice on you. And super polite. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. You know, of course, I don't know. He could be a serial killer. I don't know. I don't think he is, but, you know. I don't know. But if someone ever does get me, that's how they'll get me. All they'll have to do is like, oh man, can I come hang out with you? Well, of course you can, you know. And that was the last time she was seen. Going birding. But it really is fun, and it is such a hobby that you can totally do by yourself, you know. I mean, I can. In fact, it's better, unless that other person is just as excited, because I used to go with a friend, and we would go bird watching, and we did help each other spot the birds. I mean, we really were a good team. And you got to make sure you have that, because if it's somebody that just wants to sit there and talk, you know, because you're listening. Oh, I'm about to get into the special drills after this one. Yay! And that C is a crystal. How exciting. This has a lot of, whatchamacallit, static. I remember when static almost made me quit diamond painting. I was just like, oh my God, I can't do this. Why anybody would do this? I mean, I was literally in tears. I mean, I still don't like it. Nobody does, but it's not as bad as it used to be. I mean, there's things to do about it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm anxious to try Mary's static. I don't remember what she's calling them. Look at that. Can y'all see that color? Oh, isn't that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, these have static too. Usually you don't see much static in these, but later. Yep. The whole bottle's pretty. Look at that. Love it. All right, now we got some Fairy Dust 666, which is a red. When I first started diamond painting, I thought 666 was my favorite red. I still love it, but I think I might like 321 better. Oh, my nose itches. Here's what I understand. Why aren't these in order of, I guess they came up, every time they come up with new colors, they just give it a new DMC number, right? Because it's like, why aren't all the reds part of this group, you know? But they're not. But, you know, I mean, the DMC's been around for how long? And I guess they didn't have all those, or the ability to make all those different colors. I don't know. I do not know. These are the dust drills. I don't know what they call them for diamond design, but you'll know them probably as fairy dust. They're a little different than ABs. I like them much better than ABs, but they also give a totally different effect than ABs. But these are like mica powder, which is like, look at your eyeshadow palette, you know, and it looks like that. We are almost done, y'all. I cannot believe it. I cannot. So y'all be looking out for a live video announcement for Saturday. I am not going live on Wednesday. Normally I go live on Wednesdays, but like I said, I've got a doctor's appointment right about the same time as my live, so I won't be going live Saturday. But I'm planning on going live with Artemis, so yeah. Yes, indeed. That's on Saturday, I think. I think my time is going to be Saturday at noon, I think. I'm in Central Time. Oh dear, this has got a lot of static. Alright. Let's see if I have enough static guard on this. Yeah, I think so. I think so. And there you go, folks. There it all is. I got them all kitted up. I am ready to rock and roll. So, yep. Put these in my storage system. Let's see. We'll do this. I don't think y'all want to see me load up my pen. I'm not going to load it up right now anyway, because I'm not going to start on these until later on, until it's time. I want to do it right. Let me get some of these up here. Put this up. Alrighty, y'all. So I don't know which one I'm going to start on first, though. I don't know. I do like this little love bug. There's also the bus. I like both of those. So, and the bicycle. So I don't know. I'm not sure. This is going to be my pen. So, I just love this pen. You know, be sure to check out Butterfly Effectwares. Some of her pens sell out right away and some of them don't. You know, I think they have 30 or 40 pens and each one is unique. So they're not all the same. So if there's one that you want, a turning that you want, well then you need to set your alarm and you know, you need to do all that stuff. But I'm not really that picky. So as long as it's a mini pen. And yeah, I absolutely love them. I sure do. So anyway, y'all, alrighty, well, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and yeah, if you have any questions, you know, please let me know. I will be linking Artemis's channel and the informational video for Crosscraft. If I can remember, I would like to also list the link to the the Facebook group. It's Diamonds and Doxies as well if you want to look it up on Facebook. But you will have to answer a few questions, but that's okay. You know, they're just to keep spammers out, and none of us want spammers, I'm sure. So, all right, everyone, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye. Bye.